Hey guys, thanks for joining today. Basically, I was a bit slow getting everything set up because I was actually doing like trying to put a post together. Like I was trying to do like an advert thing, um, like messing around with videos and stuff like that. So I didn't notice the time. And yesterday I was a bit yeah, and I only just noticed that I actually had the wrong time as well for the schedule. I had like 12 p.m. and I thought it was at 12 a.m. So I've changed all that. Although I'm still getting used to blooming Twitch because it is a bit of a nightmare to sort of like figure out and stuff like that. So we're gonna do a Dramiel today. I'm sticking um, with the pirate theme. For any of you that didn't see, just show you this. This was the last one, the last stream. So the good old uh, Azariel, which took me two actual sessions with that. So, and for this, I kind of want to go. I do kind of want to go with a reddish background, but you know, we're not going to go with that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that in a bit. Bring that bring the red background in a little bit. So obviously I need my tissue, my brushes, and yeah, let's get started. So obviously you're going to do the swish first. Get that sort of out of the way. I was going to sort of like do a closed sort of like margin and then open it up again, but I thought I'd done that. I've done that quite a lot. So I just wanted to do this one quite simple, and because I want to get the background around the back, I'm going to go from here to do that swish. So I'm just going to mix the paint here and yeah, we'd go with something like that, something quite wet. And I'm going to bring the toothbrush. Where is it? Oh, I've lost my toothbrush. Oh, there it is. So I need my little. Yeah, I'm a bit of a mess today. Everything's all over the place. Which is kind of weird because I haven't really moved anything. I did tidy up a bit. So I'll just mute this a minute while I'm doing the. Kind of want to let it dry sort of naturally, really. I didn't really want to heat it up, but I do kind of want to speed things up a little bit. You can see I've lost quite a lot of the marking out, so I might have to go back over that in a minute. Um, see if we can get a bit of it's not lifting anything, so again, I kind of like. I wouldn't mind doing a bit of the salt, but I just want to get a little bit of texture on here. A little bit of the spray texture, that is. No, it doesn't seem to be lifting any of the paint, so let me just let it soak a minute. Probably because I've let it dry with the actual hair dryer. So it's always going to be a bit of a problem when we do things like that. Like basically speeding it up, and sometimes it can actually change the colour as well, which is could be a bit of a nightmare. As you can see, like from the little pic, this is what we're going to be doing today. And I've chose a picture. I can't see the mouse, but I've chose a picture where you've got the shadows. So these sort of shadows in the background, sort of here, and then this side of the Dramiel is going to be black. So I don't need to worry about this too much, like being the way it is, because that's going to go like the darkest colour. And then we've got some nice shadow here in the foreground as well. So again, that just allows me to mess around a little bit more with it. And with this picture, what I've actually done is I put it into Photopea, which is like an online sort of Photoshop, and I just sort of brightened it up a little bit, just so I could sort of I brightened it up a little bit just so I could pick out some of the other details, because like Eve's notorious for being like really dark, and I used to have this problem before when I was recording streams and stuff like that for actual gameplay streams. So it's just very dark. So what I'm doing at the moment is I'm just, because this is a mop brush, which when I'm working at this size I pretty much just use for the swishes and on the background and stuff. I used to use it a lot more when I'm actually doing larger pictures. I actually do quite a lot of I use it quite a lot for the fills and stuff like that. But at this size, it's kind of a bit of a hindrance. So we just switch out to the Milan, which is a synthetic brush. And this is what I actually do most of the painting with. Just a simple synthetic Milan brush. I should really get another one, but if it's not broke, I don't need to really replace it. I'm sort of struggling with the idea of replacing my phone at the moment. So if anyone knows what if I should switch to a phone like an S23 or something for streaming, or if I should just stick with what I've got, let me know. And I'm not going to do this time. What I'm going to do this time is I'm going to go straight in with some of these shadows. I'm going to try and be like really sort of loose as always, as I'm always trying. But we're going to see how this goes a minute. So I'm going to start with this side and work this way because obviously otherwise my hand will smudge it. Um, yeah, and I'm not going to worry about any sort of like any sort of smudges too much. Like this is pretty much all. Yeah, like see this where that floods out a little bit. I'm gonna embrace all of these little things today. They're not mistakes. They are the watercolors way of telling me this is what it should be doing, and this is how we're gonna make. This is how we're gonna make our best pieces. Oh, better get my head out of the way, aren't I? Do you know what I mean? Yeah, so if anyone's got any suggestions for cameras, or whether I should just switch to an S27, is it, or sorry, an S27, like a Galaxy S20 23, do let me know, because I'm really trying to figure out if that's something I should be doing right now. Hey, Rule, because I was gonna get a DSLR, like a cheap DSLR, but I'm in two minds because obviously I'm working on a budget here. So I'm like, do I get an S23 which can do multiple things, or do I get a DSLR and just let it sit at home, like always set up and stuff? But I'm getting problems with my phone where I can't actually type to anyone at the moment because it just keeps changing. It's the keyboard's broke basically. The screen's broke. I broke the screen, guys, and it's driving me absolutely nuts. I kind of really want a new phone, but I don't want to pay the. Yeah, see, that's what I mean. It's not really ideal, is it? You know, when you're trying to type fast or do stuff, and you know, I've got an A53 at the moment, and it's not. It's been working. Don't get me wrong, it's been working, but now because I'm using the stuff on there for the website more and the video stuff, it kind of seems to be it kind of seems to be struggling a lot more. Um, so it's kind of like irritating me. So what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm just going to do some of the. I'm not going to do all of it, but I'm just going to block some of this darker colour in, just so I know where it is and I don't lose it. Obviously, I've done a little bit of shade in there, um, and I'm going to sort of like go from there basically, and hope that some of this is going to blend in and just be itself with the watercolour. You know, let the watercolour do what it wants to do. Obviously this colour is not the darkest I can go. So this was. You know, when you look at something and you go, did I put that there? Is that supposed to be like that? And now I'm looking at this and going, is that supposed to be like that? Or have I done something wrong? So this is all going to go. Actually, do you know what? This is all going to go a darker colour anyway. So, and again, this bit. Do you see what I'm saying? Like the bit of shadow and stuff like that really sort of like helps me figure out where my next steps are. Yeah, see, I feel that about the S7 that I had. It worked and it was really really good. And I got the A53 because obviously they stopped supporting the S7s, didn't they? So I was sort of like left with the A53, and the cameras. It says it's better, and this is another reason why I'm a bit like, should I get a S23? Is because the S23 seems to have like, so the main settings on the camera seems to be worse than the like the same with the S7. It was like the A53 was better than the S7, but there's a few details that you don't really look at because a lot of people just don't need it. So one thing that the problem with I had was low light settings. For example, on the A53, the S7 had like it was just better for low light stuff. Um, so now I'm sort of like, oh god, like with this camera, I need everything to be sort of well lit up. Um, and then I was noticing, I did some research on the S23, and with a lot of these new cameras, they like have lower megapixels and that, which isn't necessarily a problem, but the software sort of like makes details up. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sort of like, how much details does it make up? Like, is that really good for art when I want to be showing the very details that it's sort of like making up? And I saw one, like there was a picture of someone who bought the camera, and it's like as you do, they've uploaded these pictures to try and help people figure out whether they want. I think it was on Reddit, and it's sort of like clipped someone's ear in sort of like in two, and it just looks funky, like really really funky. Um, so I'm not really sure. I want to deal with that, you know. So okay, guys, you can see that this actually isn't as dark as I want it to be, but that's alright because we're still figuring stuff out. Like there's some real dark bits out in the background and stuff like that, and I don't want this to be too dark right now because I can put more dark colors over the top anyway, and also it's easier to correct at this point because it is still light. Whereas if I have it like really really dark to start with, it's gonna cause me like loads and loads of problems because I won't be able to correct it and stuff like that. So right now I can do quite a few things. Obviously, I'm going to try and pull the dark into a corner. And then I'm just going to sort of like look at this. And again, like what I'd usually do is I'd usually use, if I was painting without, if I wasn't painting on a stream, I'd sort of like use a bit of time to sort of like keep this on a board and be looking at it and thinking, right, where do I want to go with this? Um, which is why I'm sticking to the same sort of simple palette. So I haven't actually changed the colours in my palette. These have just dried, and now I've just added a bit of water to them, and I can use them again. So I'm sticking to the same sort of ships right now and keeping things simple to make sure that my stream's pretty consistent. I do experiment a little bit sometimes, but right now I'm like, I want it to sort of like stay consistent. Now you can see on this little metal thing. Let me just enlarge this for you a minute. On this little metal plate, you see this area here. There's like a metal plate thing, and if we just look up, you can see that little bit of texture, can't you? Um, and I kind of want to capture that, but I need this to dry just a little bit, and I don't want to I don't want to fuck with it, because if I put the hairdryer on it, it's going to dry all this and sort of like force it into little pools. So it looks like it's drying nicely, but this one's still a bit damp, and it's gonna. What'll happen is it'll either push it to one side or push it into one corner, which I don't want. Which is why this happens sometimes. You get this color that sort of like pushes, and then you get like the sharper edges that you don't really want on there. So I'm just gonna. Yeah. I kind of want that color darker, but I do want to put the layer. So I've got a layer of this layer of light brown to go on, which isn't too bad because we've got that brown on there anyway, really. Um, so it's more about the individual shading, like so here at the back. This needs a bit more of a brown shade to it up here at the back. These are going to go sort of a greyish, like a warm grey. But essentially that's what we're working with. Really, we're working with a warm grey colour. That if I put in a bit more brown, it goes to the colour that I want and stuff. You can see I've buggered this bit up, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm going to leave it as it is. As again, this is how we're working. So, and then there's going to be all these little white lines and reflections and stuff like that. So yeah, so most of this is going to be about the camouflage and the shading, and once I've done that, then I can put the sort of like details in, like the lines and then the highlights, and it should sort of like bring it out as we want it. So I'm sort of like ready for this bit right now. I think, yeah, no, do you know what? I kind of want a little bit of blue in here, just a little bit. Just a little bit, not much, but just a bit. Um, yeah, yeah, like that. Oh. Okay, so I basically put a bit of blue in and then even it out with a bit of brown, but I think that's more of the colour that I want. And again, I'm just going to do like a wash. I'm going to do it quite quickly. This bit I kind of want to leave, but it's kind of white, so I'll probably figure that bit out later. But this bit here, I want to just pull out some sort of like details there, and get my toothbrush again, and just dip in the edge of the tissue in here. And with this one I'm just wiping a little bit because I kind of want that little bit lighter. Yeah, so I don't know if you can actually make that out, but it gives it just a little bit of texture. Hey Razor, thanks for joining chat. Hey Sargon. I can't see those links, but you can send me a whisper or pop that over. I've actually got a Discord channel. Hang on, give me a second, because I'm really mad at. Oh, hang on, I don't even know how to find it. Okay, so if I go to here. So there's a channel on there, on that Discord, called Eve Screenshots. You can feel free to post in there screenshots and stuff that that you think that are really nice and stuff. So have to have a look a minute, because this is not being as flat as I want. So bear with me a minute. You're gonna see something really weird. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put this on it for a minute. It's like a heavy book. Cut to the ads. You know, we put something for, like when, those little adverts you get on what's it, Fallout, the little 50s 60s ones. Hi, anyone playing Helldivers? I've heard that's got some really nice corny stuff in it that some people enjoy, some people don't, obviously. But do you use the? Yeah, I should really try. I want to try. I've got Star Citizen as well. I know I'm a bit of a traitor for saying it, but yeah, I've got Star Citizen as well, which I kind of want to try out again, because it's been a while. And people keep telling me it is really great and stuff. So I do kind of want to do that at some point. Right. So now we want to kind of like bring in some brown shading, some of the brown. So deciding how to go about this right now. I think this is our best bet, is this little patch here. But I mean, I was going to use that for the sort of camo. I guess I can use this shade that I was using before and just mix them over. I mean, they're kind of close anyway. Yeah, I kind of I did try it for a little bit, but okay, so that's not really picked out the brown I wanted there. So let's try. Nope. I think. Or would you call it brown, or is it more beigey? I don't really know. But I'm just gonna sort of bring this down here, and then clean my brush, and yeah, we'll do it like that. Some of this stuff in the background is actually a darker colour than me, so I'm not going to worry too much about this one, and I'm just gonna So what's better, Star Citizen or Helldivers? What do you think? Have you tried both? So we got this bit here, it's a bit lighter, so I'm gonna just avoid putting any sort of colour on that one. And again, this one's a bit. Do you think Eve Vanguard's got its work cut out for it now? Then with the games that are out at the moment, have you even tried actually draw? Because I know you haven't really played for a while, have you? Any type of Eve sort of like stuff. And then I kind of want to bring this again. And we're probably gonna just um, so let's see if we can just clean this a little bit, because we're not really getting that silverish look that I wanted. But it's alright, because we can just apply white later, and we'll be grand. Do you know what I mean? So at the moment, because I've got this bloody light shine on it, which does make things a little bit more challenging. I'm just sort of like moving my head around and trying to pick out sort of the stuff that I want to sort of add to it, and I'm kind of thinking about putting some really dark colours on there, but also I could do the let's do the camouflage. Let's see where we go with the camouflage. Now I'm using quite a watery colour here, because where I want it to be light, I won't have to lift it, but where I want it to be dark, I can just reapply. So that's actually a bit too light, isn't it? Hey Carlo, how's it going? I was really tempted to do. I gotta admit, I was really tempted to do a Star Citizen um, picture today, like one of their ships. Really tempted. Um, but I thought no, I want to do a couple of more Eve Online ships. I wanted to stick with the pirate theme as well, and do a couple more. So I made a little list. Oop, that was way too much blue. I made a little list, which I've lost. Um, so one ship I haven't actually painted is, yeah, I've made the list. Look, here's the list, and it was just the some of the basic ones that look a bit different. The alligator is just basically a drake with a skin on it. So I was kind of like, and drakes like, I like the drake, don't get me wrong, but it's just very difficult to make it look nice, in the same way that a lot of these other ships have like places where they can in Star Citizen, yeah. Um, it's a lot difficult to make that ship look good. And the Cinnaball, I haven't actually ever painted the Cinnaball, which is weird because you know, well, it's just weird. So I'm making a bit of a hash with my colours right now because I kind of wanted this a little bit browner like that. That's yeah, that's actually that's right. Yep, that's about right. Yeah, so like I've been thinking about doing some other ships on the stream as well. So Star Citizen was one because I painted Star Citizen ships before. Um, I just don't sell them. Um, which is because I don't like I said before on here, the I just don't have the license and stuff, so um, kind of gives it a bit makes it a bit difficult. But I was really thinking about doing that. Pete didn't actually get hold of me. He didn't. Yeah, I should. I think I have done before. But maybe I should do that again. Um, I did actually ask Pete to send me a. Yeah, it took me. Hey, Asram. It took me a while as well, to be honest, to get onto here. Uh, for some reason, my head was having a bit of a headache with technology today. So, oh, I know who it is then. Hey, Verm, how's it going? Not seen you for a while. Oh, because you do Star Citizen as well, don't you, Verm? With Rommel, is it? So yeah, I did say to Pete to get hold of me, but he didn't because he said he liked a few of the sketches, and they are sitting there, and I was gonna send him something, but um, yeah, he didn't get hold of me, so they're still sat there, and now I'm debating if I should give them away. Still, we're we're all nerds. See how this puddle's gone a bit darker, but it's alright. I'm not gonna worry about stuff like this. And because this one's gone a bit funky, I'm gonna just do that. Get some more paint on the brush. Yeah, because I really enjoyed doing when I did the Star Citizen one. I really sort of enjoyed doing that. Not Star Citizen, the Babylon 5 one, the little Star Fury. I really enjoyed painting that one. Um, and I kind of want to do more. I did want to do more Star Babylon 5 stuff, but Babylon 5's like they actually don't have that many nice ships. So the only ones I could really justify painting were the oh, what are they called? The Narn. The Narn ships seem to look quite nice. I do not really like the not Mimbari. The Mimbari are alright, I guess, but it's not really. I don't know. Um, no worries. Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing some of the Narn ships. That'd be that'd be kind of cool. This is probably going to go a lot darker, but I'm just going to put the some of this because we want that there for when we put some more colours on, and some of these colours are actually going to be oh, let me lift some of that off and put it down here. They're going to be important later on for the background and stuff. But you see down here, I'm not going to worry about that because that's going to go like a real dark colour, and then or gold ship. Ori as in, are we on about Stargate now? I mean, gold is definitely Stargate, right? Ori, that's the, isn't the Ori the fire ones or something? Like they worship that fire thing, right? Am I tripping, or is that? So I've got way too much paint on there at the moment, but it's alright. It'll even out. It's actually this color here at the top that I failed to put in earlier, which I'm gonna do now, and then yeah, we're gonna do the. And what do you reckon, guys? Should we do some messing around? Should we put some little sprinkles? Let's put some sprinkles. Just some little ones. Yeah, just a few little ones, just to, you know, just to give it a little bit of nice texture. And I'm being really sort of like picky with these things. You know, I'm not going to worry about the Angels logo right there because well, because I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's going to be picked out in white, so I don't really need to worry about that. And again, this is going to be a different color, I think. So we are just an ever so slightly different color, you know. And you can see it's going to dry lighter anyway, so and again, same sort of like, really I'm just doing the same format as what I did with the Azariel. How do you guys say it? I'm gonna drag those colours into those little corners and stuff and hope that they stick there. Now this one's just going to be straight. I can see that's not a straight thing, but it is a lot darker. And again here I've missed a bit of black there, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do this, and yeah, just do that. I know this is going to go a bit of a darker colour. There's some of this is just going to be like this, basically. What can I say? I guess I'm being a bit lazy with this, with this Dramiel, because I'm sort of like leaving some of that space in there. And yeah, well, I've got a better idea of what I'm doing at the moment, he says. So be prepared when I cock this right up. And a little bit here. He hasn't got them sorted. He hasn't put them up yet. He was like one of my first customers. Like, so that's like He's had those from like what, 2020? What's he been doing? Redecorating his house or something? Tell him I said hi. Ah, okay, okay. For the work you guys do, you should be living in a nice house, really. I should join you guys really and get on Star Citizen for a bit and have some fun. It's one thing I want to do as well is stream a little bit of gameplay, because I haven't sort of like managed to do that yet. Um, I've moved house as well. I've moved. Let me think. Since 2020, I've moved. I've moved one, two, three, four, five. Hang on. Like 7 or 8 times in 3 or 4 years I've moved, and it's an absolute ball ache. Moving is really is a real chore, you know. So I'm just gonna let this dry a minute. I'm gonna give it a little minute, and I really really want to add some more texture to this, and I'm just deciding on how I'm gonna do that. You know, I want to come in with the darks again right now. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping what I've got at the moment is like a flat, and this is like a little. I mean, actually, I've got like a little studio room, which is allowing me to do a lot more, which is great. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm going to do with this now is I'm just going to let it dry a little bit, and I'm just figuring out. I actually want to go in with some more darks, but like a lot darker than what I've got here. Like I want to get dark, 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 and get my shadow in there now. The darkest parts in there. Maybe some line work and stuff to sort of like try and start bringing it out a bit more. I'm not going to really fiddle with the background. I do want to put some red here and here and here, just sort of like yeah, just maybe a little bit of orange or something. But I don't know if I want to do that or just do an orange glow at the back here. So I'm kind of trying to figure that out. I can see that this has quite a dark line here, and similarly on the top of here it's a lot darker, so I can do that, which will help bring that out. Um, and then I'm going to bring in a little dark grey, a little bit of a darker grey line on these outside parts. And once I've done the dark lines and this sort of metal, yeah, it should bring everything out, and then I can start putting the white in, and that should sort of like that should really pull out the painting a bit more. But right now, I think just waiting for it to dry a little bit, guys. Alright, so if you just bear with me a minute, I'll be right back. We'll get some of this hair dryer on it in a minute and just speed this up a minute while the kettle's boiling. problem is I'm very gonna say it. I'm very British, so whenever I think about drinking, I want a cup of tea, and that happens sort of like every hour or two. So what will happen now is that tea. I had to get a thermal mug because what will happen now is I'll start painting now, and if that was in a normal cup, um, it would actually go cold because I forget it's there when I'm painting. Um, the other thing is it's got a lid, and the amount of times I've spilt the amount of times I've spilt it before is quite funny. Well, not really funny. The other thing is it stops me dipping my paintbrushes in it. You know, go figure. It does happen. Um, you know, I don't mean to, but it does happen. I'm sure if any of you are if any of you paint, you've probably done it yourselves. So let's have a look and see if anyone actually joined the no. Okay, I was looking at the my Discord channel to see if someone had pasted the things. I kind of really want this to be a darker color, and it's not. I don't know whether it's because the light is showing in it or not. I think I'm gonna have to look into that. But right now, I'm gonna roll with this really dark color. Now I can actually see some lighter colours on this side, so I'm glad that it is a bit brown, but again, starting with the this side really. So a Corsair, is that quite a popular ship? I thought the what was the one I got a lot of requests for before. There's one that seemed to be really popular. The Carrack, is it? The Carrack seems to be really popular. In Eve, I get asked a bunch of ships, to be honest with you, and I don't mind. But I'm trying to, so I'm sort of like trying to. I've got this idea where I'm going to just try and direct everyone now to my Discord channel, and hopefully, you know, they'll post the they'll post their suggestions there with a screenshot. Because I don't really do commissions per se, but if someone posts a really nice screenshot, I'm obviously going to look at it and be like, oh, that's nice, you know, and then I'll use it. So yeah, that's working a bit better for me now. The darker color. We're probably going to do more layers again with that, guys. It's probably not going to be the last layer there. You can see like that's just gone with a line, so I'm going to want to blend that, get a bit more darker color up there as well. And yeah, so we can put in some of these dark lines now. Just the thicker sort of edges, because I know that this is going to go quite a dark color, and most of this line work is going to be brought out with the acrylic white. So I'm just sort of like, you know, working now with these darker sort of colours so I can again pick out where I'm going. And all the time while I'm doing this, I'm sort of like trying to think of my next step. There's actually a bit of a dark line here, isn't there? Right there. It's kind of weird. I didn't really want to put that in, but you know, it is there, so that's what we'll do. Um, and again, you know, I am trying to keep this sort of like loose, uh, but obviously, you know, it doesn't. Things don't always work out the way we plan it. Get it? Planet, spaceship, planet. No. Okay. Does anyone else like dad jokes, or have I just got a terrible sense of humour and I like really stupid things? Because I do really like uh, silly dad jokes. There's a film with The Rock in it where he's on a boat and there's some really terrible jokes and they had me cackling away. They really did. I think one of them was about working on car engines. Was it car engines? Oh yeah, he was working on it. It was near the end actually, and then it's Emily Blunt. She goes, "Oh, your jokes are so exhausting," and yeah, I find them hilarious. So where is Pete today then? So yeah, just picking out these sort of dark areas. Um, dark areas for a little bit. Um, and again, I should actually be going quite darker, quite loose with some of these, especially some of these in the background that I don't really need to worry about, or I didn't really want to worry about. As always, I'm trying to go loose and it doesn't really work the way I planned it, but that's alright. I've got a friend coming over, or I've spoke to, and he seems to know more about the emotes and stuff like that, and little bits of kit and software that might be helpful for streaming. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll sort some nice little, I don't know, thingies out that people like have on their streams, link thingies and stuff like that. This looks like I'm actually painting on something that's a bit wet, so maybe it is. And again, this whole area here is actually quite dark. Hmm. So I can see it sort of like separating into colours I don't want it to separate into. Uh, so I'm just gonna mess around here. And again, this is just the illusion of texture more than anything. That's going to be the background. Um, there's a little thing here. just some general weirdy sort of lines. There we go. Nothing too spectacular again. Is anyone playing Eve at the moment? Does anyone actually still use Dramiels? I haven't seen anyone in a Dramiel for a while. Daredevils I see quite a lot because obviously people use them for the insta locking camps, so that they can web you down and they don't have to do any real work. You know, they just get a gang. And I saw Real the other day. Real Trouble had had a fight with a little gang that had a daredevil with him, but he wouldn't come off the damned simmy. So, which is a bit, oh, I see where I've messed up there, but it's alright because we can just encourage that sort of thing. Hang on. Yep, I see it. So this was the dark spot that I kind of didn't see. This bit should be brown as well, but again, it's not too bad that I need to worry about it. Oh, hey, Real. Just got back from work then. Real is a solo PvPer. For those of you who don't know, he's a solo PvPer, so obviously I've started watching him streaming. Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Oh, you had the day off. Okay, that's nice. Yeah. Are you streaming later? Perfect. That's what we like to hear. A lot of the streams I'm seeing lately, not yours obviously, are, I don't know, weird, man. They're just like competition time, and then you hop on it and it's just like somebody, like a screenshot or something. And yeah, I kind of find that sort of like thing quite weird. So yeah, I've been kind of just to go back into what I was saying to everyone else in the channel. I've been enjoying real solo PvP, and living vicariously through him, I guess you'd say it. Um, because I do really enjoy a bit of solo PvP, and I prefer it over a lot of the other, gang stuff. Although I do like small gang stuff. I don't seem to play it often enough to really get involved with small gang stuff. So I've been watching a couple of fights and yeah, I feel like I'm doing something wrong in Eve now when I go out and do solo stuff, because I just can't really find the fights that I want. And then so watching solo PvPers for me is become uh, a little bit more interesting again, because I'm trying to learn stuff, like see how other people are approaching the same problems I have. And yeah, so I see people mining on stream or running missions, and Real is the only one I'm seeing solo PvP in at the moment, or so, or that I've seen recently anyway. That I've being on Twitch and stuff. But he's got some really good fights and stuff in there. So hop over, guys, and get those points up and make sure he's drinking that moonshine. He says it's water, but it's not. We 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 all know what it is. Do you ever use the Daredevil, or well, sorry, Dramiel, Real? They used to be really popular. Like Um, and a lot of the ships I used to get, because I fly Tyrannus myself. Oh, you're a terrible frigate pilot. But you seem to you fly the Kiki quite a lot, and that to me that feels like a frigate. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't feel like a destroyer. It feels a lot more, yeah, a lot more nimble, a lot more like a frigate. Only with, you know, great range and great tracking, great DPS. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, well, you seem to do really well in them. So, you know, if that's your bad, you're already one up on me. I can't fly the Kiki. I've tried. It's I think you have to really know the Triglavian ships and stuff. I just can't ever remember the damage types. So whenever I'm trying to switch out for a range type, I'm like, oh, right click, check, right click, right check, click. So I guess that's just I guess I should really, you know, be getting some experience and stuff and using them more. But you know, you can see how the dark spots started bringing that out now as well. Um, and we'll increase that in a little bit. And some of these areas I might actually bring in like a bit of a grey acrylic later on. But first, I just want to see how well. I want to do this first, and then you know, go from there. I can see like a lot of little dots like this on that weapon point. Actually, actually, I don't even know if it is a weapon point, to be honest with you. And I've flown daredevils, Dramiels. Why do I keep calling it a daredevil? Hey, Blicky. Yeah, it it does look like it though. You know, you got this big old bottle. You know that you're drinking from. I'm gonna keep saying it because it is moonshine. I know what you're up to. I know what the score is. And these young whippersnappers with their moonshine. You know. So no, it's alright. I'm drinking water. What are you on about? Does everyone keep making you drink the moonshine, do they? So I guess it was moonshine, and then now you've got to put water in it because otherwise you're just drinking too much. Yeah. It's got a couple of areas here that I'm sort of not really. Oof, that is a lot of water though, isn't it? You know. So we're gonna just put the little bit of this top dark bit. Oh, whoops. And let's have a look if I can just soften it a little bit. So what I've done is I put the line on and then I've just softened it with a little bit of water, just to sort of soften the bit that's not. Because realistically, I don't want it all. Yeah, just and Yeah, and one to pee in and one to drink from, right? Just don't get them confused. That would be a disastrous video stream. I mean, I get it with a tea. Like I try, but I drink tea like a fish, to be honest. Except when I'm painting, I guess. Why is that doing that to me? So this line, see, this is where my brain now says, "Oh, it needs to be perfect. It needs to be perfect," and it doesn't. It really doesn't. Too much coffee. I can't stand coffee, to be honest with you. But I've started taking like because I work nights, so I've started taking oh, what are they called? Caffeine pills. There we go. We'll bring this out with a little bit of yeah, coffee's horrible, man. But yeah, working nights, it's very difficult to stay up, obviously. So I was drinking a lot of energy drinks, and they are really bad for you. So what's on the stream? What's on the agenda for tonight then? Real, what you gonna do? You just gonna what ship are you flying? Oh yeah, you gonna do another competition? Okay, it's all right. It's all right, but we kind of want a bit more shade in some places. But I really want it to be, you know, so this bit needs a bit of shade. Not that color really, but you know, we're gonna roll with it. Just gonna keep that in and just roll with it. You can see how it sort of like got rid of some of that detail there, but it still kept some as well, um, which is a bit of a nightmare, but it's okay because you know we just mess around with it until we get it. Yeah, it's not. You know, it's not. I never really thought, you know, streaming art. It's not that terribly interesting, you know. So I don't blame people for like, you know, for not watching. Um, but yeah, it's been quite. Yeah, I do seem to have quite a few people and stuff. I'm gonna. I was saying earlier, I've got a mate that is gonna help me out with you know, the little emote things and stuff like that, and hopefully, because I had loads of trouble the last time trying to do a competition, and yeah, trying to figure it out like afterwards. I see a lot of people doing the little games and stuff like that, but I don't really want to sort of like do that. I kind of want to just keep it, um, you know, maybe people who comment or in the channel in the chat or something. Um, so yeah, I've got so much to figure out. And I was talking to some friends and stuff like that, and somebody said that you're like going way ahead of yourself, and I was like, well, the thing is I'm not really doing this for uh, I'm doing this for a couple of reasons, but it's not really to make money through Twitch. It's not why I'm streaming. I have built a lot of confidence up as well, which is great. Because I feel like I've been a bit more like consistent with my painting and stuff, and it's just stuff like that. That you can't get elsewhere. Do you know what I mean? Um, and I thought, it's a new platform, and obviously, like for social media and stuff like that, they want like reels and stuff like that. So I thought, if I do the live stream, then I've got some video footage, and then I can mess around with that and have some more content for reels and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. I did have music on actually, real for a while. I had I tried to do it with music, but I just get really really distracted for some reason. I cannot seem to focus. Um, so it's a bit weird, but I know. But yeah, I couldn't do it. So I put on some music before I started this stream, but as soon as I put it on, I was like, oh no, I can't. I just can't. I'm gonna start losing what I'm doing. You can tell like I do stutter quite a lot, and I say quite a lot as well. So again, this sort of stuff, streaming live, and that could help me with that. And again, like I used to say, playing Eve, especially if you're a PvPer, why not like stream it? Show because you do get a lot of exceptionally helpful people and stuff. And if you stream it, it means you're recording it, and if you're recording it, it means you've got a little bit more. You've got a little bit of stuff you can see and that. I know. Oh yeah, because you need to. Yeah, if you're like playing like properly as well, to have you're gonna want to have the gate. You want to be able to hear the gates and certain effects and alarms and stuff like that. I get that. Um, I do get that. So we're just gonna. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do something weird now, and I'm just gonna dot that like that, and then lift it off straight away. And I'm gonna build a little bit of texture like that, because it's not the right color. I need it a little bit more blue. I mean, I can play if I'm like roaming in a Tyrannus like solo and I've got music on. I'm alright. Um, but if I've got to do anything else, like anything else, it's yeah, yeah, it can be really really difficult for me to sort of do anything and stream or talk. You should hear me trying to FC. Oh, it's absolutely diabolical. I will catch something and yeah, yeah, it's very 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 bad. So I'm gonna get my little brush again and just I'm really trying to get this this area like a little bit of metal texture. And what I'll do is I'll just put a bit of spray on it in a little bit and try and get that a little bit darker a little bit more of that metallic look I want in there. Let me see if I can get a little touch, like a little touch of blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this. Rather than squeeze the tube in, because I don't want the whole lot, and I just want a little bit of blue as a sort of overlay. There we go. Oh, okay, a little bit. Don't want it too blue. Just enough. And is that dry? Hopefully this is going to work now. Yeah, that's more the colour I sort of wanted. And then we'll bring this back down, shade that a little bit more. There's some areas here that I want a bit more shade on. This is going to have like some black lines. I'm really tempted to go in with a marker pen, actually. Not a marker, like a I don't know, like a fine liner or something, you know. And just to sort of, you know, so again I'm finding that this is the color I want, not the color, it's the consistency I want, but it's just the wrong color. And I can see I've got some lines. That's a bit more of a better colour that I want. So I can see I've got some lines, so I just got to get some of this water off, and then I can do these sorts of lines here. And these ones. It's kind of an odd thing to be sat here when I started in 2000. I started playing Eve in 2009, and I didn't actually think I'd be painting it, to be honest. But you know, this is all down to it's all down to solo PvP. Hey Petra, thanks for the hello. So yeah, this is again real. This is all down to, if he's still here, this is all down to solo PvP. I started getting into making videos because I was recording myself doing solo PvP. And you know, like they say, Eve is good for a number of reasons. Like originally I was like just trying to build like soft skills, you know. So I started up a corp and I was doing all that sort of stuff, trying to like herd cats, help people out, learn how to talk to people, just, you know, just stuff like that, really. Um, and then from there I sort of like got into the solo PvP because I watched a video called Forever Pirate. I don't know if you've ever seen that one, guys. It was like a really good, really good video. I really enjoyed it. Um, and then from there I started making little effects because I wanted to do effects on my videos, and then I was doing a security job, so I wasn't really paying Eve that much, and I was working nights and stuff, and I thought, oh well, what can I do? You know, I kind of, you know, you kind of get bored on security work, so you know, you want something else to do. And my little something to do was painting, so I got into watercolours, and I was doing horses and jockeys and stuff like that. And then from there I started painting, I started drawing Eve ships, then I started painting them, um, and then in, I think it was 2000, end of 2019, start of 2020, CCP sort of graciously gave me a license to actually sell these paintings. So, and you know, it's just kind of really, it's weird how it all sort of works, you know. So at the moment, guys, I'm just putting in some little guidelines, some little details before I put in any sort of like highlights. Again, is going to have like this bit's going to have a bit of acrylic on it as well. So there's a lot of highlights here and a lot of dark spots that I haven't put in yet. They'll come in like later um, when it's a bit more dry, I guess. So at the moment, I'm just trying to pull out some of the little details that I want you to see, or I want the viewer to see, I should say. Which, yeah, well, technically that is you. Uh, and yeah, we sort of like go from there. So there's like a lot of little lines around, um, a lot of little details that I haven't sort of included. There's a little line here that comes out here, but obviously this bit's a bit wet, so I have to do that later. But it doesn't hurt putting that little bit in. You can see this has worked quite well. That line there, there's a little thing there. Um, yeah, all these little details that sort of like help bring these pieces to life, so to speak. So this has got a line here, and whenever we're doing lines like this, we kind of want to pull to where we want the darkest lines, and then that liquid will pull into that section. It's a bit difficult because I find that really difficult to sort of like pull that way. If I was pulling this way, it'd be a lot easier for me, but don't ask. I don't know how it works. It's just brain cells, I guess. My brain cells just go, oh, this is easier to do that way. Like, so I think a lot of my ships face a certain way because I just find that a little bit easier. How are you doing today, Petra? You good? Yeah, yeah, well, you do really well. You got like a nice little community as well, like, and you know, you have fun and stuff like that. You know, I thought you were in. I was watching you the other day. You were in Arista space, like Venal, PF or something like that. And I thought it was Delve, and I was like, oh, I'll get a little ship out and see if I can get a fight with Real, you know. But you weren't, so I didn't. You know, I've heard people before. I know they call it stream sniping and stuff like that, and I get it. Like, if people go out and get a gang and stuff like that together just to kill like a streamer, it does seem a bit pointless. But being a solo PV that pretty much flies Tyrannus all the time, you know, I'd be like, oh, he's in a Vedmak. What can I take? I'll see if I can do him with a I'll see if I can do him with a Tyrannus. You know, I do. I really, really want. Nah, I really, really want to really want to catch a Kiki with my Tyrannus at the moment. Since because they changed a few things, didn't they? And I've caught a few before. Yeah, right. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, yeah, probably the Vedmak. Vedmak's a bit tough to be honest with you, especially the way you fit it versus like any type of active tank ship. I would have thought on its own. Although that Loki did seem to, I thought that Loki was going to kill you. Was that yesterday or the day before? I was like, oh, he's a goner, man. He's a goner. And how you managed to get out of that, I do not know. Um, so as you can see, it's sort of it is taking shape. This needs this again. Look, so this has gone like a brownish sort of color, and I just want to put a little bit of blue in, just to because this is my dark color, and I know this is sort of like a warm grey, but the this is the like I said, I don't actually use This guy, I know. Do you know what? I put. I bet I know him. I bet it's someone I know, and they put a random name on their thing. But this is a watercolor painting, by the way. This guy, in case it isn't someone I know, you don't know me. That's Lenka. I'm sure of it. If it's not, I'll eat a hat. um, what was I saying? But yeah, if it isn't someone I know, oh, it's not a Legion. You're alright, Lenka. How's it going, mate? How did I know? I will do a Legion at some point. All right, just for you. But you should really think about putting some screenshots into the Discord channel, so you know, so I can see what subsystems you're using and stuff like that. Um, because otherwise, I'm just gonna paint, a generic, sort of generic, a generic one. Do you even use a Legion anymore? Yeah, I gotta admit, a lot of my friends are they like we all love a bit of banter as well. So um, that's that's not the worst thing you're likely to see on if you're around me and friends of mine. In fact, if you see this guy 12 and the butcher Pete in the same channel together, you might want to mute them. I do, yeah. I have. I think it's. Oh, hang on. This is my Discord channel. So if you've got like any good screenshots or anything like that, there is a channel that in there called screenshots. Yeah, I know, but you two go at it, man. Like you really, really do. Um, I haven't seen. It's like the worst things I've ever seen people say to each other has got to be between you and Pete. It's just like wow, you know. So we're looking alright. You know what it's time for? It's time to hydrate, real. But I haven't got none of that moonshine. What I've got here is straight Tetley tea. Look, no, actually it's PG tips, but you know. No, I don't drink beer. Actually, I'm trying not to drink alcohol at all this year, and I'm doing really well so far because I haven't actually. Have I drunk this year? I don't think I've had a single drink this year. Hey, Tumber. No, no, I've got no. It's got milk. So we don't put milk with lemon, but a lot of people. I think people in America mostly use lemon, don't they? Oh, because I want to. I'm trying to be a bit healthier this year. Um, and I'm a terrible drinker, so I tend to overdrink, which it's never a good look, you know. It is actually PG tips, yeah. So again, like do you, Tambra, do you stream? Yeah, well that's the thing. See, if I drink and I start getting drunk, um, I might go out. I mean, the last time I got drunk in my house, I started on gin and tonic, and I ran out of I ran out of tonic. So what I did is I had a bottle of Carver. So I thought, it's fizzy, that'd do. And I just remember waking up on the floor, absolutely bladdered. Yeah, I'd made a mess of the toilet and everything. It was, yeah, it was really, really bad. Yeah, because I was gonna say like I keep checking your channel and stuff like that, but there's no videos on there, so I don't know. But I swear I had a notification the other day saying you were streaming, So, and I've got to pick out uh some of your oh, what are they called, ships, ship skins and stuff. We got the new ship skinner thing coming in now, which I was like, what? Tamber, yeah, 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 yeah. He's yeah, sorry, Cardori Prime Pony Club. He's like amazing. He's been doing it for like fucking years. I remember I bought like, so he had a corp or something like years and years and years ago, like 2009, 2010 or something, and called Ships of Eve, and I actually bought a few shares in that corporation many moons ago. So again, I'm putting a bit of texture on. So I've been playing with this quite a lot recently on the last couple of streams. Actually, this is my way of experimenting, but I just kind of want to, you know. I mean, you've got. I don't. I've got to figure out. Like I said, I've got someone coming round to help me with the with the stream and stuff like that. So. Oh yeah. What do you mean the Eve credits? The. Yeah. What do you mean the Eve credits? The game credits or? Let me see. Let me just look this up, guys. Give me a minute. Uh, Retire all your software. Why would you want to do that? What do you mean your Eve stuff? Oh, I gotta see this. Where can I find that? Eve Online credits. Well, if they didn't say it in Australian, they're not calling you by your real name, are they, mate? Was it one of them prawns? To be honest, I still use it a bit. Um, oh, you mean I don't know which one you're on about. The one, the Event stuff, Event ship thingy, Event ship editor. That one. Where can I find the Eve Online credits? Where are they? Yeah, I still use it though. It's quite handy for a few different things. Depends on what you want to do. Yeah, I can't see this. Can't see the link. Yet what you have to do is you have to type it with spaces. So don't put the www dot. Oh, in game. Oh, okay. I haven't got a client running at the moment. Yeah, because I'm looking on the on the actual website. I mean, it should be here, right? I've just noticed I've scrolled all the way down to the bottom and I can see Eve Online add-in for Excel. I'm surprised they don't have Excel guide on there. So about. So if you got a CCP moniker now, or Real, real. You have you have a CCP moniker, do you? Oh, I guess. Sorry, I missed that one. Like CCP convict, for example. So are they using? Have you messed around with their software now, and they're updating it to what you're asking and stuff, or? Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Yeah. So guys, I'm just letting this dry a minute. I'm just taking a chilled one with this one a minute. Oh, and I've actually what I've actually done. I've done. I've actually spilt. Oh bloody hell! I spilt some drink on there somehow. But we can just take that off. You can buy us legions. I'd like a free legion. So are you doing a lot of skins for him now, or? Oh blimey! And oh sorry, they've released all of them. Let me just now that you've said that, I do remember, if I remember rightly, that someone was complaining they didn't like a skin to you, and they at the time didn't know that you were the one doing them. Is that right? Oh, I did see some of those. They are quite nice. But you know me, I like stripy ones. Oh, you can't win them all. There's bound to be people who do like them, and then you gotta take into account that sometimes what people, the ones that people don't like, are just people in that sort of like vocal minority more than anything. But it's quite funny, isn't it? Yeah, I can imagine. So we're just trying to add in a bit more darker, some of the more darker things, tones here. I know that there's. Oh, I think I've messed up with this one. So this, I've got a little brush now because I want to do some little some little details, some small, very very small detailing. So this, for example, I want to get this really dark. There's a bit of fluff or something that's causing me a bit of grief there. And this is why sometimes I want I'm like, oh, I should just use a marker or something, because I don't use black, but a marker pen right now. I mean, to be honest, it probably wouldn't really do what I want it to do. I do like the stripy ones, man. I do like the stripy ones. I have got so many skins as well. I've got a Vedmak. I've actually got a Vedmak Victory skin. Uh, Sort of like sitting there, and I'm like, I don't fly the Vedmak, but it's worth quite a bit now, and I'm like, do I want to sell it or do I want to hold on to it? Is quite quiet. It's probably just me mumbling, to be honest with you. I still do. I do have a really crazy, mad mumbling sort of problem. But what, the stripy ones? So I'm doing now, guys. I'm just adding some of these the really dark colours again. Most of this is just it's just layering it up over time and doing it that way. Oh, the Gene Illusions one. Okay, okay. Yes, because I'm looking down, so at this I'm not quite catching the whole conversation. So I'm trying to skim and not quite. Yeah, I haven't looked at skin. I originally I really liked the skins and I was looking. I was always looking at them and I bought like loads. And then I realised they're a bit of they're a bit of an addiction, if I'm honest. Because once you start buying them, you don't really want to sell them, and you don't really want to use them. But then you buy more, and then you buy more, and I've got a can this worth like, oh god, it's like worth like 30 odd billion, I think it is. Just with cans in it, just like loads and loads of, sorry, cans in it, skins in it, just loads and loads of skins. And it started off with the clothing, and then the skins came round, and I was like, oh, I'll buy some skins, and I'll buy some more skins, and then giveaway can, yeah, just get rid of, throw away my addiction, right? What we're gonna do, I know there's not a line here, but just to help accentuate the curved, the curve of this, just put a couple of little lines on down on stuff. It is a nice ship, isn't it? I've been trying to roam with I was trying to roam with the Cinnaball the other day, and I caught an Ishtar ratting, and I thought, oh, this would be alright. This would be an easy kill, and I had to warp off. I was like, what is going on, man? I couldn't even break him. I was like, what? See you later, Tamper. Have a good one, mate. Thanks for joining as well, mate. Yeah, it was insane, man. I was like, wait a minute. Do you know what it is? It's this brush. There's not something on the there's not something on the page. There's something on the brush. because I can see it every time I put paint on it. It's moving it around in unexpected ways that I don't want it to be doing. So we're going to just add a couple of little lines everywhere now. Yeah, I couldn't know. You know, and I've got like Matt skills and stuff. I had the Newt run in and everything, and he was just, my job. I might have been getting shot at by the rats as well. So that never really helped. That's why I don't really roam in a curse anymore. Because they're great little ships in their own way. But so again, just adding a little bit of texture by dabbing it rather than you know. Which is really weird, you know, because I've killed Ishtars before with other ships, so I thought the Cinnabon would be able to do it, but and it was in it. I'm pretty sure it was in Garista's space, and this is why I was confused because it was in Garista's space, and I was using EM, and he was blatantly shield tanked, and for some reason he just he just held on, and I had to swap out. I was in armor and everything, and I think if I remember rightly, I lost that Cinnabon to I had a disconnect, and by the time I logged back in, which is like, you know, like less than a few seconds, by the time I logged back in, I was being hot dropped by a Marshall gang. I was like, wow, that is quick. That was in fraternity space, but I didn't know people were so. I mean, it was so quick. Like, I was like, wow. Again, we're just putting some of these little lines on to just, you know, help balance the texture out and give it that little bit more of a Dramiel sort of look. You can see that I've not really done anything to this back piece here. That's because I don't really need to. That's just a sort of like a. It's mostly in shadow, so I don't really need to worry about it. Yeah, fraternity man, wow! Like I was just like, wow, they must have had those guys sat on standby as well, and I'm just like, just every time I've gone to fraternity space, it's been an absolute nightmare. Uh, they do not like people going to their space to do anything. Um, Clearly, and again, just pulling this over to here because I want to sort of blend this little bit in as well. Oh, that has not gone according to plan, has it? That little bit there. So we're gonna grab a little bit dark, and yeah, we'll do it like that. Okay. Um, yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there. I've just, you know, I started off wanting to do it loose, and yet again, I'm sort of like worrying about minor details that I shouldn't really be worrying about. But it's alright, you know. Again, so here is, yeah. So I mean, there's some nice parts about this that I'm enjoying so far. Just gonna lighten this one up a bit here. Don't know if you can see that. Oh, okay. And what other lines can I put in? I mean, there are quite a few little lines everywhere. Mostly is shading and stuff. Um, you know, once I start putting the white highlights on, you probably see it a bit more. Um, and again, probably putting in more detail again than I initially wanted. Um, but you know, that's uh, that's just how it goes. And you can see there's a lot of reflected light on this, so there's like these little white lines here that I'm gonna bring in now. In fact, let's see if this goes according to plan. I still want to bring in a little bit of texture here and there, but I think we're ready for more tea. No, actually, do you know what I'm going to do? Bear with me one moment. While that dries a little bit, I'm going to get some clean water. Thanks, guys. So there's a reason I want some clean water actually, and it's because remember I don't know if any of you that were here when I first started, I said about putting some red on or some orange in the background, and this is what I want to do here right now. And let's get a bit more tissue. Yeah, got to hide the painting needs to hydrate. So we just wanted to sort of let's see if I've got some orange in this little one. Never not hydrate, yeah. We've got some red, which isn't quite orange, but it will be. So most of this palette's the same. We've got some alizarin crimson here. I rarely ever use. This was some yellow ochre that I put in there, and this is just some more of that. some more of that colour, some more of that yellow, the cadmium yellow. And I just kind of want to. I just want it like an orangey or brighter sort of orangey colour. So that's about right. And I'm just gonna bring that in. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Okay, that'll do. So just bringing it in. You know. Just to sort of it's just adding a little bit of a different colour in there to play with. And again, so here see you later, Real. I will more than likely hop over once I'm done here as well, because I'm hoping I get to watch an awesome fight today. Fingers crossed for you, mate. All right. So if you guys, any of you want to watch some solo PvP, I highly recommend Mr. Real. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that out a little bit. I didn't really want it anywhere else, which is why I didn't really didn't want to bring that colour in before. But yeah, now that's kind of like what I sort of wanted to do. And then I also wanted to. I need some more tissue. Hey, you're a Dharma Scout. I've actually watched your channel before. Very handy channel. Thanks for joining. So, what we do now is we grab a little bit of acrylic. Thanks, mate. But we're still not done. We've still got a little bit of a way to go. So what I'm going to do is, because I don't want to ruin this brush, and I've got this one that seems to be getting a bit wider and wider the more I use it. So I'm gonna. These are the brushes that I replace the most. Is the small ones, because this is all I use them for really. So again, and do you know what? I'm gonna just grab a little bit of colour off my palette, just a little bit, just to soften that little white up and give it a little bit of a different colour. Oh no, don't want to do that. Didn't realise that was. Okay, we need a clean palette. So that didn't work. What I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some white now from here, and we're using a different palette because I didn't want that red in there. we just want I just wanted white. Um, and I'm awfully tempted to actually just say a bit of yellow ochre, just to, not the actual. Okay, yeah, that's alright. So I want a bit of my colour from this palette. Doesn't matter that the colours have all dried out or gone a bit funny. I just want to grab a little bit there and throw that in there. It's just to soften this white a little bit, and obviously I'm going to put some more water in that as well, and you'll see why in a minute. If you haven't tuned in before, that is. So, but this is my this is for my little highlights. So first things first, I'm just gonna rinse the brush off, obviously, and I'm just gonna pick out this edge here. And I don't really want it popping out too much, which is why we do it the way we do. And then there's a couple of other little edges and stuff that we're gonna pick out. See, that is gonna go white because it's not picking it out too well. There's a little line here. And some of these little lines, probably, I'm not sure if it's going to notice on the stream, because one thing I learned recently is that this stream doesn't really pick out all of the colours I want it to, but that's okay, you know. We don't need it to pick out everything. Just a little, you know. And again, some of these little colours here, on here, there is this colour as well. So you see this one where I messed up earlier. Here, there is actually a little line here. Nice little line that just help sort of bring out the edges a little bit. And that's what we're using these colours for, more than anything. Obviously this is for a particular part, so I don't want it to show on all, but I do want it to show on particular parts, because I want it to sort of like highlight an edge, or something, you know, like there. And again, here there's a little edge I want to just sort of like bring out a little bit. Again, this little bit here, I don't want it to be like, so you can see that's more or less the same tone as the background, and that's what I kind of wanted to pick out, just a little bit there. On the inside of here as well, this is probably going to go a lot of a lighter tone. And again here, a lot of this is going to, well, not a lot of this particular, but a lot of this area here is going to actually go, is actually going to have, well, some like white highlights, as opposed to this colour that I'm applying on it now. you can see it already starting to fade out, which is, really is a desired effect. I want it to fade out, because I want to apply like a couple of layers and then come back in and sort of like highlight some of those lines, you know. Um, so here I'm missing a little line here. This is going to get picked out by a bit of acrylic white, I think. And again, some of the little lines here I can pick out with this colour. This is actually orange, but we're going to put this in here and then go back over it in a minute. And it's the same with a few of these lines as well. Like some of these lines, it doesn't actually overly matter. So we're going to just bring this one here again, and I kind of want to highlight some of these areas. Because these are sort of like areas we want to sort of bring in. And again, so grab a little bit of white. Now this is going to be a watery one, a real watery one. Hey Seymour's. Who are? What's your in-game name? We actually lost Candyland. We lost it to I think it was Laserhawks and some other people. We weren't terribly active. Yeah, I remember. I remember seeing that now, Tina. Just going to work the sort of like white in here with those colours. It's not going to be terribly good at highlighting anything at the moment because it is quite watery. But what it is good for is just in general sort of, well, just bringing in some little colours. So I think we need a little bit more white now. I still can't believe he does that, and well, not that, I just can't believe that that he does that and actually doesn't lose that many ships. It seems to be very, very, very strange. But yeah, a bit of fun for sure. So this is where we start putting in the bright sort of highlights, I guess. And let's just bring a little flavour to this. again, there are some sort of lines here that we can bring in. And realistically, I want to pull that paint to the areas I want those highlights in. I can use my finger as well to sort of like blend as well, like you know, as you do. Uh, it's not that difficult. But again, this area here, we want a kind of like a nice whitish sort of colour here. And this is again, I think this is where a bit of you see that, just to help to blend it a little bit. And again here will just help blend that a little bit, maybe a little bit of water just to you know. We got this little bit here that needs a little bit of a blend. And then we've got all our lovely like, I mean there's a very sharp contrast here with a lot of these lines in this little bit here. So I'm gonna basically add add these sorts of like quite bright lines, and then I'm probably gonna go over them again with maybe a wash, you know, because I can see like, you know, these little little lines here and there. And again here, another little line. And some, yeah. Yeah, so we've got a little I'm just going to leave like that, and yeah, and then bring in, I don't know, I don't really want to put that there, but it does look, yeah, here, we do have a line here that separates some of the stuff there. So, that's what we want to do. We want to put a bit more water in here and bring it along. I think they call this scuffing, I think. So, I might be wrong. I've never actually been trained to paint per se. I went to college twice, and I failed twice, which is nice, you know. Nice to know I can fail at stuff. But yeah, I don't really put much emphasis on the way that education sort of like really deals with these things. So what I'm going to do is I'm just tapping rather than doing a straight line, and that sort of like allows me to put more more white on really than if I do a straight line it tends to like not bleed, but you can see it blend in sort of thing, and I want it yeah, that there is that, yeah, you know, at least I'm consistent. So again, I'm putting like quite a lot of like drier white there, and then I'm going to go over it with a bit of the watery white. Watery white? Do you think he makes that blue powder watery white? And I'm pretty sure that's that is the Dramiel. Ta-da! So what colour shall I do the signature? I do actually have a pen for this now, but I don't have any ink for it, and I think it's going to be for signing Galenti stuff, because it was my late mum's fountain pen and she loved the colour teal, but unfortunately teal's not going to go with this very well. So sorry mum, but we're going to actually use a little bit of, you see that orange red that we were using earlier, just there, and I'm going to put a bit of this Alistar and Crimson with it, just we're going to sign it in this corner. Bit of a dodgy signature today. I should have known not to use this brush. Don't think I'll be getting these again, because the Da Vinci's are great for this, but this Milan, these little Milans seem to have a little it's got like a little hair that's causing me no end of grief. I didn't see it at first. I'm trying to pull it out, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it. No, probably not. There's just like a one little tiny strand popping out. we're going to do here. I'm just going to do the, I'm going to get this. I'm going to flatten the brush out, and I'm just going to clip the edge. To get rid of that little that little line that was irritating me. And you can see now that the white's actually the white has actually chilled out a bit. So obviously we still want it to have some really white pieces in here. Like here, for example, I wanted that to be really white, and then some of the parts in here. And here. Yeah. And then there's a couple of other areas. Like, so this is what I'd usually do. I can see like we've been nearly going for nearly 3 hours now, which is coming up to the end of well normally coming up to the end of the stream, because I normally only do it for 3 hours. But what I'm going to do is I would usually just end the stream, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop recording, and then I'm going to bang it into an editor and just stream myself doing that for a minute, or maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Because I do kind of want to put in some of these. Yeah. Okay, so I've missed a little spot here. mean, we've got the orange to go as well still. There's some oranges that we haven't really put in. They're actually not so much orange as they are peachy. So again, we just use a bit of the bit of the colour that I've already got, and then mix it in with the white, and see where it takes us. It's kind of like a pinky colour right there. Radio Adama? What is Uadama doing today? Yeah, it's not really giving me the colour I want. Peachy, how very 90s of me. Yeah, Uadama just streams the Uadama gates, right? Or am I getting them confused with somebody else? A little bit of acrylic orange. A little bit of... No, we don't want yellow ochre, we want this one. No, that's not it. That is not it. Where is my that is not the colour either. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit of this yellow in. I've actually used the channel before, and it's actually helped me before, like when I haven't had a scout or whatever, or when I haven't been able to log in a second character or whatever for whatever reason. So I've used it before. But it's just unfortunate. The thing is, there's a lot of like haulers don't know that even in high sec they should use a scout. Because I regularly use a scout when I've had before, when I've run out of subs and stuff like that. I might use Iodama's channel and stuff like that, or ask somebody else to scout for me. But yeah, haulers really do need to use a scout in high sec. I have used them before. Myself, and I have avoided ganks. The other thing I've done in Uadama before is sit on a gate, or sit like 400 off the gate, cloaked in a bustard. Whenever anyone ganks anyone, I just walk down and steal the loot. And I've done that a few times, and they get so angry, and I'm like, for people who are literally killing other people, you'd think they would just be like, oh, fair shout, you know. But yeah, they get proper salty in Uadama when you steal their loot. Well, you steal their victims' loot, I should say, because it's not even their loot, is it? I remember I I was sat on a gate once with a stiletto, and this hauler came in, and he was a red hauler, so I've locked him and just tackled him, and the police have killed him because he's a criminal and stuff like that. And he had a Loki inside it, fittings and everything. You know, he was moving from one place to another. And he got so angry with me, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a pirate, you know, I'm gonna kill you," and stuff like that. And I just thought it was really, really, really ironic that someone who basically picks on defenseless people in low sec, or noobs that wander into low sec, uh, or even, you know, does actual, you know, real PvP in low sec, would actually get so angry about a legitimate loss that they should have been prepared for, you know. But it was hilarious. I did enjoy that. Ooh. So do we want to put a little bit of this color here, just because we can? Because I know that's going to dry a little bit. Yeah, yeah, just like that. See that? Um, Sometimes you need to do these things. So I'm quite happy with this. Uh, so what do you guys think? Oh, I know what I've missed. There you go. Look, we're talking about some details and just, you know, just picking out stuff out and stuff. And seeing as I fixed this brush, I use this now. Where's that white gone? I didn't actually put the Angels logo on. It's a bit of a, you know. So we're gonna do that now. And we're gonna do it here. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just do a little triangle. And we'll build it up because we've got the little horn here and a little horn here. Well, it's not a horn really, is it? But you know, you get the gist. And then we've got a little and then there we go. And yeah, he is super niche as well. So I switched over my schedule to Thursdays now because I work 4 on, 4 off, 4 on, 4 off. So it's very difficult for me to put a proper schedule on. Um, so you'll probably find if you are planning to watch me, keep an eye on that. Keep an eye on that schedule, um, because it will. It is going to change intermittently because um, for some reason, Twitch don't allow uh, like an intermittency. I can't pick the days. No, it's Thursday morning for me. Yeah, it's Thursday morning for me. I have this argument with so many people. They're like, wait a minute. And I'm like, no, 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 it's definitely the right day. What I have is I have people that I don't know why. I don't know how do you guys feel? So right, so 0 100 hours on a Thursday morning on Thursday. When is that? That's the start of Thursday, right? And I keep running into people who say no. It's the end of it's the end of Thursday or because it's midnight, and I'm like no. Um, how does that work out? If it's 0 100 hours, it's like it's the start of the day, right? Do you know what I mean? So we're just gonna give this a wash now, right? I had the same art because I used to do security, and I had the same argument with security guys. I was like, they said I turned up a day early, and I'm like, no, no, I've turned up at 0 100 hours on a Thursday, and they're like, no, you're 24 hours early, and I'm like, it's the morning, it's the start of Thursday, like this is 0 100 hours Thursday, and they're like, so they started writing it on their calendar as 0001, and that was Thursday, but 0000 on like the 20 on, so for today, for example, 0000 on a 28th to them was Wednesday, and I'm like Wednesday morning or something, or Friday morning or something weird like that, and I was just like, what? This doesn't make any sense. Now to adjust the way that I thought about it, and to this day it still confuses me because I'm like I just don't get it. Well, it's probably true. It's so confusing for me. I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense, you know. But hey, what can you do, like, you know? So, right now I've got to figure out, have I actually missed anything out? I'm just gonna mute this sound a minute. No, actually, I don't really want to mute it. Tell you what I will do. I will have a drink of my tea, seeing as I forgot it was there again. I can't understand how a security company could work like that. Um, so how are we feeling about the today's painting, guys? I'm pretty much done here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. It keeps bouncing. It's the. Let me get rid of the. Oh, it's terrible, man. I really gotta try and get better. So let me get rid of that. And I don't really want to zoom in anymore. I think that might be the most I can really zoom in at the moment, and I do kind of want to bring in some other colours. Let me have a look at this. Oh, I'm just spilling stuff everywhere now. Do kind of want to bring in, but this is too. That's not yellow enough, because I want to bring in some highlights at the back of this ship, and that is the wrong yellow to go with. So we're going to switch that here. Is that yellow ochre? No, cadmium yellow. Okay. Not sure. I like that. I like that colour. It's not actually brighter, is it? Oh, yeah, no, that'll do. We're gonna put some water down now. There's a reason. Let's just bring this a little bit. Kinda wanna make this pop a little bit. Well, not. Yeah, I guess that's the word we're looking for. I just wanted to. Not a lot, just a little bit. Just a little bit. And I kind of want to. So I'm actually applying quite a lot of water here, because of what the sort of like effect that I kind of want to get. not really going for me the way I want it, but that's alright. You know, it is what it is. So I kind of want to get these colours now. No, do you know what? I don't want to do that. I'm just going to leave it as it is. To be honest with you, I think we're done with that. I think that's finished. I think we can say that. So I hope you guys that have stayed on this stream liked like this. I'm thinking, do I? Don't I? It's okay. Yeah, it's not a Legion. I know. Shit. They used to be really good. They used to see a lot of these, but then we used to see a lot of Firetails as well. Used to see Firetails in low sec all day, every day. But we just don't really see them anymore. Now I was tempted to do more with brush stuff, but I'm looking at it now and saying, you know what, I'm happy with the way it looks, and I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. Yeah, Firetails are, you know, I used to be like, oh no, Firetail, back when I first started, and now I'm like, yeah, Firetails, you know. Thanks, man. Thanks, I really appreciate that. Um, Thank you. But yeah, Firetails, man. Although the double web artillery ones always catch me off because I always forget to warp away, so they tend to kill me quite a lot. So there is that. Let's have a look. I don't know how to shrink these things once they're off the screen. So let me just. Is that even? Oh, okay. So that's on the stream. If you just give me a minute, yep. Okay, so if you just give me a minute, I can actually pull this up, and it gives an actual better image when I bring it close than yeah. So that's what it looks like close up. When I use the zoom function on OBS, it doesn't really come out that well, but you can see like there's more detail. You can see the speckling of what happens when I use the toothbrush, and some of the smaller sort of like details. It gives that sort of like gives it a bit of a grainy look, which I kind of sort of like started to grow fond of. But yeah, so there you go, guys. The Dramiel in watercolor. So thanks for tuning in. I don't know whether I should play a game or it's 3 hours. My back's hurting, and I need to pee. What did you have planned for him? Yes, thanks for tuning in, guys. Like it's always like, obviously I'm always like well happy when people actually tune in and watch, and even better when they actually talk. Oh, you're gonna play Star Citizen? Oh, see, everyone's like on Helldivers or Star Citizen. I really should get Star Citizen worked. I'm at the point now where I've got so many bloody Discord channels. I don't know whether I'm coming or going, so I need to organise those. Wait for 3.3.2. Um, I will. I will probably. Do you know? I might actually paint a Star Citizen ship on my next stream. It depends on whether Pete messages me or not, because I'm still waiting on his. It does actually look like fun, to be honest with you. A lot of the guys, there's quite a few people I know that are playing it, and they are saying it's a lot of fun, which is good, man. I'm hoping that Vanguard turns out uh, as good as some of these games and stuff like that, and I'm really hoping that they bring in some sort of like integration with it. You know, CCP bring in some integration with Eve Online itself, like maybe shared offices or whatever. I mean, that would really be cool as hell. Like, um, yeah, email me or I can probably find the link elsewhere. Anyway, I'll have a look for it. I meant to tune in to mine ones today, but I got really sucked into something. What was I doing? I was trying to make a video. That's what it was. I was trying to make like a little video of for like a little advertising video basically, um, and yeah, I kind of like didn't get out. I've got a question for everyone now. Again, like I started off the stream with asking this question: should I get yeah, see the bot hates you. That should I get a new camera? Do I need a new camera or a new phone, or should I leave it and save the money until I actually sell some paintings? Because I haven't sold any. I haven't actually sold a painting for quite a long time. Not, I don't think I've sold an actual painting since October. Get a new SC. Well, I was thinking about getting an S23, but I just don't like the idea of I don't like the idea that it's just of the software. It's just. I'll be honest with you. I don't think because so the streams I'm not doing them to the streams to make money, so it's not that. And the cameras that I'm using have been great. I've got a new light which is good for taking photos. It's been better for taking photos and stuff. And this camera's good. I don't need it for taking moving pictures or anything like that. Um, so I'm a bit of a loss. The problem is like maybe I could just get the screen fixed. If I get the screen fixed and it only costs me like 20 quid, that's probably better for me. And yeah, it does seem like the S23 is it's just mostly software, which I don't want. And I tell you, I could if I spend 400, 500 quid, it's probably about like 400 quid's like what $600, $700 I think roughly. Get a better mic. Yeah. Well, any suggestions for a mic? Any suggestions for a better mic, and I will write it down. Nothing too expensive. So yeah, an idea for a better mic. And what should I paint next? Do you think I should probably I should probably bite the bullet and actually paint the Cinnable. I think I should paint on the next stream. Uh, a better camera. Yeah, I think a Cinnable is probably the, because I've tried a couple of times and it's been okay. So a better mic. So what sort of microphone should I get? What type of microphone? Like on a headset or a stand free? Yeah, unfortunately, there's the most you can do with YouTube and Twitch is 1080, isn't it? I don't think you can go higher. Bar Bayer Dynamic. And how much is that going to cost me? If you say like if that's 500 quid, I'm going to be like very disappointed. I don't want to spend 500 quid on a microphone. And you'll get to hear my Bristolian accent from the country. So Cinnable, better mic. And can you watch streams in 2K, 4K? I don't think you can. Yeah, no, yeah. So unfortunately, the 1080 is the best you're gonna get. A blue? Yeah, yeah. Ron was probably gone. Yeah. Uh, what do you mean? Like the? I've got an office, like an office space. My PC's a pretty good PC. Uh, Dynamic needs more shit on it to work. Okay, like a PIF screen and stuff like that. Blue Snowball. What is that? Is that a company name? Blue? Is that like Logitech? Okay, and they're a pretty good mic maker then, yeah. Let's have a look. Oh, Blue Snowball looks alright. You know, $29 or $30. So is a Blue Snowball very good then, or yeah, well, it's probably going to be about. It's like €90. So that's probably about 70 quid. I'm not sure I want to fork out seven. Well, I suppose I should really. But I could also get a Blue Snowball if it works. I'll see you're really selling me now on that. I'm gonna just look up the price of a Bayer Dynamic, and I bet it's like $500, $600. If I know Rommel. Yeah, yeah, for 300, 400. Yeah. Oh, there's one here for 84. What did he say? Bayer Dynamic. Yeah, shiny. So you'd advise getting a one that stands or a one that goes around as a headset? Okay. I'll just write that down. So if I was going to do, let's put some suggestions in a box. If I was going to do, we're going to go with Cinnable, but if I was going to do like another ship from any other game or TV series, what do you think I should do? Well, to be honest, a Bluetooth, sort of like um, a wireless headset would be really good for me, to be honest. Um, hey Santiago, thanks for joining us. You just come at you've come when the painting is actually finished, but thank you. We're just talking about microphones and headsets and stuff. The question was, uh, if I'm gonna paint a ship from another genre, or not genre, like another ship from a different game, or a different IP, so a different game or TV show, or movie, or whatever. What ship should I paint? Hunchback Battletech. What's that? The endurance. The little endurance. Okay. Endurance. What is Hunchback Battletech? I will put that in. That doesn't sound like a ship though. Oh, that's a good one. I will put Firefly down here. And we're probably going to do a Cinnable next anyway, but it doesn't hurt to sort of like write down some ideas um, and get that. Let me just have a look at this Hunchback Battle Tech. Oh, that's a robot suit. That's not a spaceship. That does look kind of cool though. Doesn't seem to be any. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of artwork for the Hunchback, but not actual references. And I think I'd prefer a reference. Bloatware. So you guys are saying that a standalone mic's going to be better then, yeah? Basically. Okay, let's have a look at this. Why does it keep telling me that exists? It doesn't exist because I haven't saved it. Oh, it does save it. Okay, I didn't realize it saved the screenshots. So let's have a look at this. Let's go to the window capture and we'll oh, that's not showing what I want it to show. Here we go. Is this what we're on about? Is this the hunchback? Yeah. Let's just have a quick go at this. So I've just got some basic printer paper here, so nothing special. And I'm just gonna sketch it out to see what it'd be like roughly. I'm just gonna okay. Let me get rid of this. Let me get this here, and then I can pretty much get a general. Okay, so here, and I'm gonna go with okay, so that's gonna be like pretty much the whole. Okay, so that's unusual. Yeah, it's about the same. It's not quite square, but nearly. Well, you know, we've got a few things. I haven't really built one of these. I haven't really done one of these before. He's right in the middle, so I know he's sort of like there. His stand is just here, and he's got two legs, sort of quite apart. I'm gonna actually start with this bit here, and go from there. So this pencil seems to be really, really bad. It's actually a Faber-Castell, but it keeps. What's really annoying is that it keeps pushing it in. It just won't. Oh, that's probably why. Oh, well, that's probably why, because it was a bit short. It was driving me absolutely insane earlier. So we've got like a little arrow thing going on here. There's a guy who does these sort of transformer pictures that I follow on Instagram, and he is so good, man. I've seen quite a few of his things, and I'm like, that is amazing, you know. Oh, so you know, this is actually a bar. It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna worry too much about a lot of these details. Again, we're gonna try and be quite loose with these details, and really quick. So let's see. You know, I know there's a little bit here. And again, I don't really want to do too much work on it. Oh no, that was in the wrong place. Bollocks. Okay. So why? Yes, this pencil is shit. I've got a better one, but you know, right now I don't know where it is off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna continue using this. I can see that this line here is slightly offset, just a bit more than I actually originally put it. See this one here. You know, got a little thing and these square racks here. Some sort of ammo thing there. I'm not really sure what that is. You know, we're just gonna sketch this thing out and see where it takes us. I think I've already gone a bit too tall because the top of the robot gun is about there. But no, that's about right because the bottom's here. Sort of. Yeah. Yeah, we got this. So we're just drawing the shape here. I think the shape is sort of like there with the big gun there, and then yeah, let's go. I used to like these types of games. I haven't actually played a BattleTech game for quite a long time. Okay, so there's a little disparity there. Doesn't matter. Because we're just sketching today. Everyone's so worried. We're always so worried about how good our drawing is going to be, like the first time, and it really does affect people's or our confidence. You know, we don't really want to be thinking about those things when we're just sketching too much, because it will stop us from sketching too much. So it's best not to really think and just draw. 3:30 a.m. Yeah, it is. It is late for me. Well, it's actually not late for me. I'm usually up at these sorts of times anyway. Um, Sort of, you know, like working and stuff. See you later, see you later, Carlisle as well. Tina, Carlisle. Oh. So let's just try and get some of this basic stuff in. Okay, there's a little turret here. See you later, Spicy. Have a good one, mate. Yeah, it's a good bit of practice for me to draw something a bit uh, different, even if it's just I'll probably just do a partial, little partial thing rather than a full one. Seeing as a person who's, you know, this is a cockpit, is it? So we have got some orange stuff going on. Just draw this. This is going to be a bit too low. Oh no, no, that's about right anyway. I think. Hmm. Okay. Yeah, so we are a little bit out, or I am a little bit out. We've got this little nice little roller thing here, but my proportions are a little bit off, I guess, because that those bottom lines there, this should match up with the bottom of the arm, uh, which has this little square. Ooh, has that's a little square thing there, but there's a lot of dark areas in this. Which I can't really get with this pencil at least. And I can't see any of my other ones, just the ones that I would usually use for this type of thing. Oh. Yeah, I definitely want more time to draw that out. That is a very complicated robot. I mean, how far in are we? And that's a pretty quick. That's a pretty quick sketch. Do you know what I mean? So, I mean, what's that been like? 30 odd minutes or whatever, you know. And I am needing a very good stretch and a cup of tea. So, I think that's way less. You reckon? I mean, yeah, it would take a while. There's a lot of little details that you'd want to include as well, like, you know, and obviously the tone is going to be difficult with a pencil drawing. Oh yeah, yeah, my little list. Well, you know, you got to do these things. Oh yeah, obviously I've already gone wrong. So like, you know, I know that sort of like here is this little bit uh, with his hands and stuff. But even there's like a lot of detail in those hands. And I because I don't paint it because I don't paint these, it's trying to pick out the details. Yeah, yeah. But trying to pick out the details on these and see what I can get away with and what I can't get away with is going to be the learning experience, isn't it? You know, but you know, for a little quick sketch, it's not that bad. All right, gents. I think for me that is I didn't think it would be. Oh, you know, robots do tend to be quite difficult. Um, but I had a, you know, I was kind of hoping that I could sketch something quite quickly. But I guess, you know, it's different when you're used to sketching. Like I'm used to sketching the ships a lot, so doing something like this, it would just take me a lot longer, I guess. And I can see that. Oh no, that yeah, I suppose that's about right. Um, you know, with all this little cogs and stuff going on, and big fat, big fat legs. Is this a game you can still play now? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think that's me. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Because I was only gonna do a doodle anyway, but that's gone. Yeah. I don't want to draw more because I can see it going wrong. But I'm gonna actually like leave this here, and I will. How do I do this? I've got to blooming find it now. So we're gonna go and raid Real's channel, where he's gonna be doing a bit of solo PvP and hopefully getting a really good fight. Um, thanks everyone for tuning in and having a watch and having a chat with me. Nice to see you again, From. Hope it's not the last time. As always, you know, um, we'll have to. I'll have to start playing some other games and play stuff with other people, but just busy all the time now. So, but yes, that's it for me for the night, guys. Thank you for joining in, and I hope you come into the next one as well. So, see you later, or see you in the next stream. I think if I do this, it'll just move me now. It should move me automatically. I think. Let's see. Oh, I'm supposed to wait. I didn't realise that. Oh, okay.